Guys, BlackRock and other major financial institutions lied to us all about whether they were going to get in to Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies in the future. Now we're seeing them come in by the boatload. And what we have here is a transition, a pivotal moment in history, but yet we've got a very small amount of fudders out there that are either uninformed or even worse, lying to you about XRP, which could be possibly the #1 best opportunity in your life. Guys, I want to get you all up to date with what's happening with both XRP and XLM. All I ever ask is if you do like talking about Ripple and Stellar, you know what to do. Go ahead and drop an X in the comment section below, smash that like button so we know, and share the content. Let others around the world know what is truly happening in this digital revolution. Guys, I first want to start with this and address the FUD, but I don't want to get too deep into this because I think that's important to mention it, talk about it, but not overthink it, or even worse, give the fudders the attention that they are trying to get. So as always, I'm not going to mention any names here, but I think you know who's out there spreading false narratives. Now, what the truth is that Ripple is working with 15 of the biggest banks in the world, hundreds of institutions, and we know Stellar has partners all over the world as well. Now, with that, we recently saw some projects leave the XRPL. These were crap projects that I don't know about you, but I've never heard of. Have you ever heard of them? Let me know in the comments section below. Also, even worse, you have people flat out lying out there about XRP being sold to retail. Now, I want to read something to you really quickly. I put on X here today, formerly known as Twitter. It's just @moltmoney if you want to follow me. But I said, lately there's been a lot of fudders on YouTube spreading the false narrative that Ripple has been dumping on retail. This is incorrect. They sell to institutional partners. Business practice 101 tell us that if the product is not in the customer's hand, there is no business. Now, as an investor, I want my XRP to grow in value. If institutions are not using the product, there is no growth. So selling to partners is a very common practice in the blockchain business. And if you are a YouTuber out there putting out content and do not understand this very basic surface level aspect of business, then you have no business talking about it. So pointing to the fact that some projects that no one has ever heard of who recently left is both ignorant and irresponsible. So the simplest thing a project could do is blame their failures on the platform they were using, because the platform they are using is all the people know of. So when they exit, they leave the business with a positive publicity outlook, because obviously they're going to use whatever people do know of to leverage, and this is the important thing, to leverage an elusive plot to deviate away from being responsible and saying simply, they failed. Now, lastly, if you are a YouTuber with a small or even large audience, and you use XRP and XLM in the titles of your video, understand that that is why people are watching your content. There is a reason people know about Ripple and Stellar never failing. If you do not like what they have as a product, try to take on a new approach and talk about products you believe in. Or even better, guys, just do not talk about crypto at all, because you obviously do not understand the basics. Now, it is very clear that many of you, and I'm talking about the YouTubers out there that are fudding XRP and XLM, only have an audience because you are riding the coattail of Ripple and Stellar. So, if you don't believe in them, who is being unethical? And I think we all know who that is. in this case. Now, that's all the further I want to go on the FUD. Let's get into what's truly happening here in the digital revolution. Ripple's cross-border payment solution helps Thailand drive innovation with instant cross-border remittances. Now, our SCB, this means 1 minute processing time, 80,000 monthly transactions, and 400 million monthly P2P, person-to-person remittance settlements. Now, also, we see the XRP ETF premium projected to 100x to $500, which is what Chad Steingraber, a prominent figure within the XRP community and seasoned game designer, recently argued. Steingraber theorized that if XRP broke the $5 price point, the corresponding ETF fund would soar to unprecedented heights, potentially trading at a staggering 100x premium. Essentially, this outlook puts ETF shares, guys, around $500. Now, Stellar, a small step on chain, a giant leap for interoperability. As Pendulum, Spacewalk Bridge is finally live on Pendulum. The trust minimized bridge enables seamless transfers from Stellar stablecoins and XOM directly on Polkadot, which they've been working with Stellar for a while. Obviously, another big project out there. They're thriving DeFi ecosystem. Who is working with the biggest stablecoins in the world? Who is closer than Ripple and Stellar? No one. They are working with the biggest stablecoins, but also massive projects like we see with Polkadot. Now, I did want to touch on this because in my opening statement, I did talk a little bit about BlackRock and the things that CEO Larry Fink had said in the past. Listen to what his tune is now.
I'm very bullish on the long-term viability of Bitcoin.
I was going to say, did that surprise you?
That surprised me how much that's gone up. I mean, look, it is, we're creating now a market that has more liquidity, more transparency, and I'm pleasantly surprised, and I would never have predicted it before we filed it, that we were going to see this type of retail demand.
So you thought you'd do good, but not this good?
I thought, yes.
Well, IBIT is your ETF over at iShares.
Yes.
It's about to overtake Grayscale, which was in the business certainly a lot longer. You look at the gains since January 11th when it first came about.
Yes.
Have you ever seen this much inflow this quickly into?
IBIT is the fastest growing ETF in the history of ETFs.
The fastest. Now, also, while we also know that the head of the digital asset department there running the show was former Ripple employee, right? Worked with Ripple, and even stated recently, as recent as about a week ago, that they've been working on this whole system and with digital payments since 2016 with BlackRock. Where was he working at 2017? He was still with Ripple, but working with BlackRock and now working for BlackRock. Very, very interesting, compelling stuff. Now, SBI Remit teams up with Ripple to power instant remittances between Japan and Thailand. What does this mean, guys? This means the largest money transmitter in Japan uses XRP between Japan and Thailand. We are talking 10+ billion monthly cumulative payment volume in Japan. 90% of the customers are foreigners living in Japan, and we're talking 3-second settlement time utilizing this technology. Now, 6 of Switzerland and SBI Digital Asset Holdings, which is obviously closely partnered with Ripple, of Japan, have forged a strategic collaboration resulting in an innovative joint venture, Asia Next. It is a digital exchange tailored exclusively for institutions focused on regulation and astute governance. I do believe that SWIFT has a hard fight ahead of them. Ripple, with their technology, the xrpl, that other institutions, again, 15 of the largest banks in the world are utilizing, is far ahead of SWIFT. light years ahead. What we have here, guys, is a full-on transformation financially. Unfortunately, it just doesn't happen quickly. As we give respect to the fact that this is a complete change of the way the world works. The world of finance is vast, and yes, I too want XRP to moon yesterday, right? I want it to moon today. But we have to respect our digital asset XRP and know what we hold, as well as XLM, and respect Ripple for what they are doing with the biggest players in the world. While the meme coins out there, they do what they do, right? A little bit of hype here today, gone tomorrow. XRP is the future. I want to be rewarded by holding XRP, as I know we are right there. We can feel it, we can taste it. I want my kids and their kids to taste it. The victory that you and I got together. If some small-minded fudder that thinks he or she knows more than the biggest institutions in the world, that they have the answers versus Ripple and Stellar. Guys, I am incredibly bullish right now, as you can probably tell. I want to say thank you all for all your support. Please don't forget to drop an X in the comment section. Click that like button if you do support XRP and XLM content. Share the content far and wide. Turn on that notification bell so you never miss a beat, and we'll see you all in the next one.